mother could be the reason your life remains stagnant? It was the eve of Christmas that year. The church was filled with songs of thanksgiving when Janet's water broke. Panic spread through the pews. With no time or means to get to a hospital, the church midwives stepped in, and after a few long hours of labor, baby Chris was born. Chris was Janet's first child. Over the years, she had two more children, a boy and a girl. From childhood, Chris was raised with an overwhelming sense of responsibility. When your father is not around, you're their father. Always carry your siblings along. You have to surpass your father's legacy. At first, Chris rebelled. He wanted a normal childhood, one free of the constant pressure to lead. But when rebellion proved futile, he gave up and gradually settled into the role of a second father. That sense of duty bonded him deeply with his siblings, but as they grew, life took them down different paths. Where his younger siblings succeeded at nearly everything they touched, Chris struggled. He couldn't keep a job. Every business idea failed, no matter how promising it seemed. His siblings tried to help. They funded his ventures, stood as references for jobs, even took loans in their names. But somehow, everything backfired. Eventually, they pulled away, tired and heartbroken. One day, worn out by endless failure, Chris visited a spiritual guide. "Baba, please," he begged. "I can't keep living like this. I've done everything right, yet nothing works. I've become a magnet for failure." The old man listened quietly, then prayed with him. Afterwards, he handed Chris a prayer to recite every midnight for 3 days. On the third day, he said, "Everything will be revealed." Chris obeyed. On the third night after his prayer, he drifted into a deep, uneasy sleep. He dreamt he was in a dimly lit room surrounded by his family. Each held a rope tied to his feet, all except his father. His father turned toward him with an unsettling gaze. "You're living a lie," his father said. "Wake up!" Chris jolted out of sleep, drenched in sweat. Confused, he returned to the spiritual guide and recounted the dream. "Your family is holding you back," the man said, "for their own growth." He handed Chris a small bottle of perfume. "Spray this before every major opportunity," he instructed. "And one more thing. Avoid your family at all costs." Chris didn't want to believe it. His siblings had sacrificed so much for him. How could they be the ones behind his misfortune? But he followed the instruction anyway. Slowly, his life changed. He landed a stable job. His business launched and became an instant success. Each time his family tried to reach out, he resisted the urge to reply. The risk felt too great. Years passed. His success went continental, his wealth undeniable, his name recognized across borders. He hadn't spoken to his family in years, until one day, his phone rang. It was his mother. Against his better judgment, he answered. After a few pleasantries, her voice broke into sobs. "Forgive me," she cried. "Forgive me." Chris froze. "When you were born," Janet began, "a prophecy was spoken over you, that you would be the only successful child of our union, and that you'd abandon us. I couldn't bear it, so I—" "You what, Ma?" Chris asked. "I had your destiny transferred to your siblings," she wept. "That way, no one would be left behind." At that moment, everything made sense. The dream, the warning, the years of struggle. In her attempt to prevent a prophecy,
Janet had fulfilled it. Now Chris stands at a crossroads. Should he cut ties forever and protect his newfound peace, or forgive his mother, knowing that doing so might cost him everything he's built?